Welcome to part 3 of What If Zuko, or no, what if the Warlock was in My Hero Academia. So, in the last two, I went over how we got to this point. And, if you go check out part 1 and part 2, after this video, before this video, not right now, the so Warlock has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or actually, yeah, 5 5 siblings. 1, 2, 4, 5. Yep. And he was actually, his hair color was black. And of course, he was, yeah, before he didn't want to get, because his power sometimes changes his hair to brown so that symbolizes that he doesn't want to, how will I put this? He became the man that can never be stopped by a person, place, or thing. Yeah, so basically, yeah, that's his real old face looks like an average human, but he had brown hair. And because his eye colors always change, I'm staying with that. So, and his eyes colors, because he was very strong. When he was just a toddler, like 2-year-old, he actually lifted how will I put this? A plane in out of, or he lifted a entire couch to just get his toy. Jump, or welcome, or sorry about that. And this is the real guy's face right here. And sorry for my breathing in these 3 videos. Or so, yeah. So, where we left off, he, before, or, of course, oh wait, hold on. I thought my phone was upside down, but then I realized it was right side up. So, most of the people, so he starts walking away after he was done talking to Shiraki-san. So, and he visits with his friends, and yeah. So then he ends up becoming a world's most, yeah. So, he didn't dye his hair brown. It was like going into that. So now, so basically, Zuko was, or no, Orlok catches up, and Orlok wasn't a UA trader, but the Handorsis Shrakison was broke down in tears as he knew someone knew his pain, how much he hates the government thing. Yeah. So as Toga does her cute little pose, but everyone or actually Warlock knows that she's not crazy. She just does that to make him feel blushed. So yeah, his like sibling, or so yeah. So Zuko is happy that he didn't get decayed like what and he keeps things quiet. So yeah. So then after the UA or USJ, then the sports festival is in 10 days. Half of those days that actually during half of that time, like 5 days haze of it, was Toga goes on a date with Warlock. And I actually have him in one of my other stories that I might do on this channel called Story Things, where I'll give out little bit by little bit hint before the big reveal, like how the story goes. So yeah. So if you guys want me to do that story where Warlock is that I came up with, it's not hooked to any other person's or any like other series or any like that stuff. But there's one that I made. Is pretty dark at first, but when they realize how strong he is, yeah. So, yeah. So, Toga takes him to a soundproof room. It's called a soundproof room, and they get a ticket thing. He pays cash, and it's like a room, but it's like soundproof. He don't know, or no one's watching them because there's no cameras in there. So, but Zuko, so Warlock, I keep saying Zuko. I'm so stuck on the What If Zuko's episodes that I sometimes do. So, Warlock and Toga had a time limit. But with the with Warlock's I almost said Zuko's time limit or time power, as Toga asks him about use his time power to basically do, like stop time, as he holds on to Toga's hand. Yeah. So then he activates it. Everyone else was like, or the entire time stops right then and there, as except for Toga and him, because when the time stops, when he used his time power, the clock that was like their timer stopped too. So, like, it was frozen in time. So, yeah. So, Toga decides to do something inappropriate to him. As, yeah, when I say inappropriate thing to him, I don't mean the, like, just, like, use the spray paint on his body, but it would be like 18 plus thing. So, yeah. They basically were doing it endlessly. Yeah. For the last 48 hours. Yeah. As Toga, or his power doesn't get shared that way, so he doesn't want her to get corrupted. So, yeah. But he did, and like, he was embarrassed to do it, but Toga wasn't, and so, yeah, all the things that Toga could do to him, she chose to do that. So, basically, yeah. So then after the 48 hours for him was up, he converted back. And so, yeah. So Toga is, like, got her outfit back on. Yeah. So, I am not going to go into details of what just happened. I'll put 18 plus in the description. And I don't have like those pictures, so I'm good on it. So yeah, and when after Toga got her outfit back on, she turns to Warlock as he's so embarrassed that he didn't realize that he just did that to he never did it to a girl. As Toga knows that, as she says to him, that I know that you're probably is embarrassed, but come on. As she starts calling him babe. Come on, babe. Yeah. Because, yeah. And she's only at like 15. So does him. So he was like, and she also tells him that you never seen a naked girl's body, haven't you? And reason why I can use that word is because there's in one anime that I haven't watched was the fantasy creature or like Necroface or Necro, who was spellcaster, became or got reincarnated into a human world. And yeah, as I forget what anime it's called, but I actually never seen the anime one, so it's that one anime that I can find the English for. So yeah, so Toga does that to or Warlock, yeah, because he been so like cleared out, but he did put his own outfit back on too. Yeah. So then did go to dinner afterwards. After they got cleaned up first. And yeah, I don't have a picture of. So, couple days later, or like during the class 1B, she was actually had a big belly, like pregnant kind, but with Warlock used his power to stop time thing, so it stops the Toga his stomach to get like big thing until because he knows that if anyone asks Toga of what did she do to deserve that, and or if anyone asks, as he tells her that he is too embarrassed to. As Toga says, you could use your time quirk to stop certain body parts of a person, right? Yeah. So Toga decides, how about use it on my stomach so that no one would ever notice. Are you sure? Yeah. So then he concentrates and on her stomach. As it stops the time, him until they get married. So yeah, because the time stopped before, it didn't like go kaboom. So yeah. So yeah. Basically after that stuff, only two people know that Toga is pregnant is Toga or herself and Warlock because he doesn't want to who like because his or no because her family loves him to death and so they told him that then you'll probably be so yeah, time skip him to sports festival. Yeah. So his so before on day 6 his the Toga's father decided to take him out and he sat on a bench away from everybody from a hearing range as Zuko or as Toga's father Hunter says that I know you'll probably be my grandson or the stepson thing. But I noticed that every time that you look at Toga or what idea were you thinking when you were trying to or when you meet Toga? Like or actually he says he she was new who student and people kept talking about how she like killed her like friend that was at the last school that she was at and and it was rude of them to talk behind her back. So I went up there to just try to fix her quirk. You fix quirks? Yeah. To me, the side effects of quirks that gives is just a tumor. So think about it as I'm a doctor of quirks. Not a quirk doctor, but I'm yeah. So I basically, thinking as I had some blood on the, to give to her. And ever since then, he always was not pushing me to become a person, or actually, she was trying to push a little bit by a little bit into the relationship thing. So, yeah. Basically, as her father says, yeah, you seem not so worried about her doing that to you. Huh. Well, but I am worried about if, because I have, you, you never seen or you never heard of a kid got born with a ability instead of a quirk. I have a quirk and ability. So, wait, as Toga's father says, wait, you have the ability? What kind of ability do you have? Well, I have infinity and zero. You're the most powerfulest man that I ever met. I thought you were just a person with a normal quirk, but no. As he looks at him, and tells him that the as Toga, or like the not Toga, her like father straight up looked at him and said, "Go ahead and marry my daughter." Right then and there, as he was like got caught back by this, that he didn't realize that as he tells him that if his, or if anyone asks about how about tries to take that power away from me, or if anyone tries to take that power that I wield, is devastating. Like the father's like, or Toga's his father says that he or that he wants to know, he wants to learn more about his power, as he explains that that because the Zuko, or because Warlock tells him that it's gonna be scary if I pass it. One thing that I'm afraid of is to giving the power to someone else. You know the saying of if that power falls into wrong hands, it's end of the world. Well, I'm the only one that can wield that much power without getting corrupted head by it. As Toga's father looks at him, as he nods his head, like he could see why that the power is so great. Heck, I almost drew what Toga would look like with that power. The imagine if Toga had the that power and like her eyes start to turn from like that here real quick. This thing right here. This is the corrupt version of Toga. Her mind is gone, hun. She got consumed by the power. Yeah. Imagine having her as your nightmares. Her body here, let me show you. Sometimes you could see her, you could see the corruption going into her true appearance, like a dark version. Yeah. I was gonna have heads laying around, but I might be demonetized for it. Yeah. Imagine having her. So yeah. So Toga's father understands that if he shares it with Toga, then her body will get corrupted. Like it will transform into a much more darker version of herself. But in the dark one, like this dark version, it isn't very polite. Heck, probably when I do my what if dark version, then I'll add her to it to explain what she did. It would be all talk about her. So, yeah. She gets so, like, really get corrupted. Like, she could just. Yeah. So let's get back into the story before I run on and on and on and on and on and on and on. So, yeah. So her father agrees that, better not share that power with anyone. And that's, yeah. So I was gonna do it to Zuko, but you guys probably wouldn't be wants to see how corrupt he could get to, because we already know that some of you have theories of what if Zuko was a villain, with all your conspiracy theories. So, yeah. So, now, the sports festival goes similar to canon. But Warlock goes like he runs all three things. So I'm skipping that part, skipping the internship and the camp arc. I'm skipping. Only people that do know is Toga and her father and her mother. Because her mother got told by her husband that as she agrees, as he Toga and Warlock, was pretty much a same, like he always invites them, or they always invite him to their house to be more getting used to. And yeah, it's a blessing to him, but it's a curse for everyone else. You know why it's called? You know why? Yeah. So then the All Might versus All for One, and who got captured was Warlock. Got captured this time because All for One heard that the kid had a super overpowered ability. So, yeah. Then he All for One starts going on a killing spree. So All for One versus All Might. All Might was down but not out. As Zuko or the Warlock is down, but he was bleeding, like how Midnight from the season 6 one, or was it season 6 where, yeah, so so basically both him, All for One says, this is the golden opportunity to have the most overpowered abilities that I ever wanted to be mine. This kid, as he points to Warlock, as he says that this kid has that power, ability of infinity and zero, two of my most required abilities that I want. It's gonna be powerful, dangerous. Yes, but I'm so pumped up to kill. But first things first, let's just kill you. Who All Might, as he pulls his hand out, as he lifts it up, as the bright aura, like blinding light, is about to shoot All Might. It's like the same power as that laser kid, the one that shoots a laser out of his stomach. But the But the big hands one, as, or actually canceled the attack. As it's like not working. Like, what? What's going on? As Warlock had grabbed the All for One's leg, and told him that your powers can't activate because I shielded your quirk. Or I stopped your quirks completely. As All for One and says, I see. The time power of yours allows you to stop time or surrounding your body. And you learned how to use it to stop a person's organs or pieces of their body parts. Am I right? Huh. But I see that you even went further than I expected. Yeah. So, yeah, basically Zuko was... So Warlock beat the snot out of him, as... Plus, there's a funny thing is that Warlock did his signature ability as he runs up to All for One. As All for One is about to stab him. But then he didn't have a close range weapon. Or actually he did. So when he goes right up to All for One, he points right at him and snapped his fingers. Like how Thanos thing. But then, of course, after he snapped his fingers once, and he pointed right at All for One's chest, All for One's entire body got disintegrated. Like, wiped from space-time thing. So, yeah. Zuko, or so everyone couldn't believe that this kid is the most powerful person. As he showed no fear in his eyes. As his own sister could tell that because she's about the same age as her son or brother, the one that snaps his fingers, kills Earls. Yeah. So now, please wait for part 4, I believe, or part 5. I don't know. Peace out, y'all.